Hey family, what's going on? This is your boy KV Banks. You know, I really am excited about the fact that Kingdom Keys is gearing up to celebrate 4 years. That's right, 4 years. Well, that makes 8. 4 years. That's better. Over 4 years, I've learned a lot. I've also seen a lot too. And in my time of teaching, I have a lot of stories to share. So I figured, why not share them? One of the things I'm really grateful for is the opportunity that I've been able to teach inside of several different schools. And with these schools, I was able to teach group classes of elementary students. Well, at one particular school, one of the procedures was I would line everybody up before I got started to go to the bathrooms, because everybody know kids like to leave in class to go to the bathroom. So I say, before we get started, everybody going to the bathroom. Here's the problem. When you're dealing with a group of elementary kids, the concept of forming a line seems to be a little difficult. Instead of getting a line at the door, I had a cluster. So me, being the teacher that I am, said, I am not letting y'all go until I get a line. Oh, this is not going to end good. I said that, and they're still not forming a line. Instead, I'm getting a lot of,
get out of my way. Move. Get out of my way.
Bruh. So again, I said, I am not letting y'all go until I get my line. I didn't say it that way. It sounded a lot less creepy. Still not getting a line. So I say, all right, fine. I'll just wait. I remember one of my teachers doing that when I was in elementary school. And I remember when the teacher would say, I'm waiting, it made us feel bad. You know, like we were wasting their time. Like we didn't value them as a person, let alone as our teacher. I'm waiting. So I said, maybe they'll think the same way. Nope, they still had a cluster at the door. Here's where things go bad. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here and lean over on this table because y'all don't know how to form a line. Because I'm waiting. Here's where I didn't calculate things properly. So this table is not a traditional table. Most tables, the legs are at the end of the table. But this table, the legs are in the middle of the table. So it's like, here's the table, and the legs are like this, as opposed to on the ends like that. Kind of weird, yeah. But they're in here. And I decide to sit here. To make things worse, the table has wheels. And no, they were not locked. So as I sit on the end of this table, my big self flips the table over. The momentum of my body flies back onto the table, and like the giant slide, I slide down the table onto the floor, where now I have about 20 little faces staring down at me like this. Oh, I was so mad. At that point, I didn't care about a line. I didn't care about the cluster. I didn't care about that day. I didn't even want to teach anymore. I wanted to go home. You have not been embarrassed until you've been embarrassed in front of 20 little elementary faces. You want to know why? Children don't forget. You know what that means? That one of those kids are going to grow up, and 25 years later, they're going to be talking about the time that Mr. Banks went and fell in front of the whole class and slid down the table and was laying on the floor on his back, all groaning in pain. They're going to talk about that forever. That's going to be a story that they tell in the car on the road trip to Cincinnati. That's the story that they're going to tell. That's the story they gonna tell at Thanksgiving as they passing the mac and cheese and sharing funny childhood memories. That's the story they gonna tell. That's the story they're gonna tell when their child comes home and talks about what their teacher did that was really funny, and it sparks the idea about what their teacher did when they was a child. That's the story they gonna tell. So yes, I am a part of my students' lives, on the positive and on the embarrassment, all because I wanted to be Mr. Patient that day. I just had to holler, I'm waiting.